Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. I hope I am audible today.
Yes, yes, you are.
Okay, welcome today's session. I would like to introduce all our viewers with architect Pranvi Jain, and she heads the Melange Studio. Pranvi has done her graduation from University School of Architecture and Planning, Delhi, and she works on host of projects. Today's topic is effective ventilation for better air quality. In fact, better indoor air quality. Now, that's also a topic which is very, close to my subject. Why? Because this is one aspect that goes missing in a lot of design projects. So we have today Pranvi with us, who would kind of share her views on it. First, Pranvi, I would like you to share about what you do in your firm and what you like doing the best. As for us, I mean, people know that we do aluminum fenestration systems, and we work in Pan India to help architects realize their fenestration, intent. So, over to you, Pranvi.
Yeah. So, as you told, I am the director head and principal architect among two of my partners at the Melange Studio. And my forte in the firm is to design residential and hospitality spaces. So, as of now, I am enjoying designing a couple of residential and commercial projects. So, yes.
Great. So residential is also our forte. In hospitality, we take up a lot of hotel projects. So I think today's session is going to be a good one in terms of helping the viewers to know how to improve the indoor air quality. So let's begin with the first question, Rani. So, as per you, what role does the indoor air quality actually plays in, in the designing process?
Okay, so as everybody knows, architects are meant to design indoor spaces which makes the user feel comfortable and connect them to the outside world. So this is something which is basic, like ensuring the health and well-being of the user is the primary concern of the architect. And for that, sunlight, cross ventilation, and you can say ensuring proper air quality is the main key aspect that we take care in designing every house. So, along with a layout, this is like the primary concern. So, the house should be functional, it should be properly cross ventilated, and there should be sunlight in each and every area so that we're living in a very comfortable indoor environment, yet we are connected to the outside world.
Okay, great. So I'll just summarize the points to your viewers. What Pranvi said is that basically in the design process, what they focus upon is the equitable distribution of sunlight or light in the design space, as well as cross ventilation, which helps to bring freshness in the place. So, okay, I'll come to my questions after we've kind of, spent about 5 minutes talking to each other. So, the next question would be, how do architects and designers actually address this problem of ensuring a better indoor air quality?
Okay. So, pre-COVID, it was majorly 90% architects pushing for like educating clients about indoor air quality. But now it's totally the opposite. So, clients already come with a very good briefing and education about the requirement of indoor air quality. So, we tackle it in three ways and three stages. One is proper planning of the house. That is the first and the foremost, which is going to stay with the client till the building is there. So ensuring that we have, at least good amount of openings to ensure proper cross ventilation in each and every space. That is our primary concern. And what those windows, what type of air quality is that window getting? Say, suppose I'll just give you a brief example. There is a room near to a park. So the amount of opening we give in that area equivalent to the amount of opening we give to a room which is near to a generator. So that has to be taken care of. We don't design buildings just for the exterior look. So they have to cater to the interior requirements also. That means that whatever opening placement we are doing is near a place from where we are getting good quality air. So at the planning stage, we ensure that openings are there in every room, cross ventilation is there. Then at the secondary stage, we ensure that we work with fenestration vendors and we work with HVAC consultants. So they come on board. We have a collective meeting with the client so we discuss measures how we can get more good quality air in the system, and then we at the later stage we ensure that we have good amount of indoor indoor plants, and it's not just for decor, it's getting good air inside the room. And like nowadays clients purchase air purifiers as well, but earlier it was just us promoting, that we have good fenestration systems are on place, and then we have indoor like movable portable systems as well. So yeah.
Okay, so I again once again summarize what Andy told us. So what they are looking at is number one, obviously the most important aspect of any designing a space is the planning, and second they move on to the provision of fenestration which brings in the good quality or the fresh air, and even where probably you're not going to get the quality that will make the internal space fresh. So that's a very good point wherein we have often seen customers which have very extreme likings. One aspect is that they don't want windows at all, while they are of the opinion that windows आजकल खुलती नहीं है. And the other ones are ones wherein they want ventilation and there is no end to, having glass facade. But yes, it's rightly said that basically we need to find a proper balance between where we can get the right quality of air, fresh air, natural ventilation inside, as well as those spaces, even if they may not have the right view, but we can do right air quality, and those spaces where we may not get the right air quality, as she rightly said, about the generator location and some other location. So fourth she said was that we work with HVAC consultants. And yes, the fifth is also very good in terms of the indoor plants which will generate, I think, oxygen inside.
You are not audible. Your voice is cracking.
Can you hear me now?
Hello.
No?
Yes, you're audible now. Yes.
Okay. So I think the fourth point wherein she recommends taking consultancy from HVAC consultants, and the last one being usage of indoor plants which give natural, I would say oxygen during the day. So that's a very specifically the third and the fifth point, wherein the fenestration location and the use of indoor plants. So let's move on to the third question, wherein
Also, I would like to add, sure.
yeah,
I
please.
was just adding one more point. Like you rightly said, that most of the clients want windows, but they want it to be fixed. So there is a very important talk that we have at the construction stage. We make the whole design, like the door and window docket, and then we share it with the client. We sit together and we figure out what type of windows should be there. So even if they want some windows to be fixed, we advise them that they have the flexibility, they keep the flexibility to make those windows open, because when the AC is on, the same air is getting circulated every day. And there, if we do not keep those windows open, no natural air is coming, like no air is coming, and there is no air rotation. So, which is very important in a room to ensure that we have good indoor air quality. So, yeah,
Okay.
that.
So here I would like to, ask a very specific question. Let's say I've often been to places where, at the end of the day, I think the idea is that whenever you enter into a new place, the whole place should smell fresh. But
Yes.
even if one is on, like many times I've gone to places where, as soon as you enter, you don't feel very fresh. Rather, even uh, I would say not a very comfortable smell around the place, even if the aircon is on. So, what you advise is the actual problem in such spaces. I mean, I'm specifically talking of offices where there are a lot of people working in a space, and probably it's not well ventilated, and that is why you don't get that feeling of freshness. So, what is that one or two specific things that one should be doing in terms of bringing in that? I mean, obviously we have the made up means of using room fresheners, but other than that, what's the idea of getting the fresh feeling in the place that we in?
Okay, so I'll just give you a briefing. Right now, I'm in a basement. It's been 4 years that I've been working 12 hours a day in a basement, but I've never felt that I do not know when the day is there or the night is there. And there is a proper ventilation, natural ventilation system inside the building through the way it has been designed. So when you say adding later on, like air purifiers or say essential oils, that can only be like a repair work to a poorly designed building. But when it comes to designing a building, it's like ensuring that there is a proper system. The problem has to be catered first and foremost in the design of the building, which needs to be taken care of by the architect itself. So again, when I talk about proper spatial planning, I don't talk about how the aesthetics of the space is going to look. So aesthetics is one point, but if there is no proper functionality or the well-being of the user is not being ensured, in my opinion, the building has already failed. So some of the ways in which we can, cater to these problems, or you can say challenges, is that number one, ensuring there is an openable or a casement or a sliding window provision in every room. Whether we open it or not, we should advise the user to make it at least have a provision of opening it. Then in say bathrooms, we do ensure that we get natural air inside, not every time we can get it, but the maximum way possible. And we provide exhaust so that airflow is fast, and we do not feel that we are inside a room which has stale air. So yes, proper strategic planning is very important.
So let's say assuming that you have an enclosed space like an office space where it is 100% air conditioned. Obviously, it has already been designed now. I mean, assuming someone takes a place on rent where he does not have too much of an option of kind of getting it redesigned from scratch, the building is already there. Now, considering an enclosed space where there is air conditioning, what all measures can someone take, either by way of retrofitting something or whatsoever, so that it can make a market difference in the stay experience versus a fresh air experience.
Okay. So, one very important point which we miss out while working on the aesthetics of the interior spaces, the quality of material. Say, the choice of carpets, if like you said in office spaces, the choice of carpet is very important because that's like the whole floor. So choosing natural and sustainable materials which are eco-friendly and has like how much pollutant they spread in the air is very important, because in this case where we are inside a system where there are no fenestrations or say fixed fenestrations, in that case the indoor materials can only deteriorate the air quality. So that is very important. Also, even if it is a rented space, I would still suggest that you keep some provision of openings in a way that we can still connect to uh, an area from where we can get air from the outside. So yes, that.
Okay, so I think one thing that I understood very well was basically the choice of materials.
Yes,
The choice.
say in flooring, in paint work, any material you choose to keep in the interior space, it should have minimum say pollutants which spread in the air, because that's the only medium through which pollutants can spread.
So also, if the air conditioning is under design, I mean the air conditioning load, that can also lead to probably stale air, building up in the space.
Yes, yes. If there is no proper cleaning of ducts and say grills are not regularly taken out, then yes, definitely the air can be very polluted. So that education we provide to the consumer, to the user, in a way that when I said we work with fenestration designers and HVAC consultants, we do not only design the system, we educate the client on how to use it once we are gone from the place. So yes, proper cleaning, proper maintenance, proper checking is very important.
Okay, great. So let's move on to our next question. Now, in urban cities, wherein, I mean, the concept of people wanting fixed windows is primarily in the urban cities, like in Delhi. So, and when the media does its round of polluted air, people become more paranoid that, the outside air is not good for our breathing. So, in such cases, how do you think, I mean, considering that the outdoor air is deteriorating, how do you think that someone can take some bit of action? Would it involve whatsoever we've discussed till now? As I've written down already, cross ventilation, position of fenestration, indoor, I would say plants, as much as you can get. I mean, I'm talking about, obviously, you rightly said that in case the place is new for designing, there you can take it up from one. But let's say the place is already being built up, there probably a retrofitting way of, let's say, renovation way of bringing in fresh air is there. So anything you'd like to add to that, specifically for residential customers?
Okay, so I can just give one small example of how we created a green screen for the client. As everybody know that plants actually purify the air, and even if in spite of living in a metropolitan city where the air quality is not very good, we had designed a house like a small room in which was connected to a balcony, and that balcony was overlooking to a main primary road. So what we did was we created a green screen, which was creating a green barrier between the balcony space and the main road. So whatever air it was cutting out, it was taking the stale air and purifying it in a natural way. And then we had put a fenestration between the bedroom and the window, which was completely sealed, which was dust proof and leak proof. So when I say dust proof, that means that we had installed polyester meshes which prevent mosquitoes and dust from coming in, entering the room as much as possible. And leak proof means that the opening was completely sealed from the edges of the wall. So that was one measure we took care of. And you cannot even imagine the amount of change we experienced in the air quality, because we measured it in that air purifier machine. So that is a very simple technique which we can adopt in our everyday life if you are in that situation.
Okay, great. So basically, you use the green wall as a filter
Yes.
of probably blows into the house, and that filter basically freshened up the air that you put under the house. So that's
Yes.
a very good way of looking at things. Great. So let's move on to, I mean, probably the last question of the day. How do you think we can make the customers aware of having good quality indoor air? Now, I have come across, I have been into sales and marketing since a long time. Obviously, the customer defines the market, the customer defines how you have to work. Now, I'm sure that is with the architects as well. Now, some customers are probably very, I would say, one pointed in terms of wanting aesthetics. Now, when it comes to, whereas being engineers, we always try and tell them that, for us, functionality is above aesthetics. Architects prefer aesthetics, but not all of them kind of give up on functionality. But at the same time, both of us are dependent upon the actual customer intent or his mindset. Now, his intent may be very good, frankly speaking. It's just that they lack knowledge in the subject. That is why the liking is not homogeneous, which is to take both aesthetics and functionality, a balance between functionality and aesthetic. So, what do you think are the ways and means that we can make a customer better aware of how to use windows, how to use them for better quality air, indoor air, etc.?
Okay. So first about how to educate the customer. I have two three ways. I have two three we've done two three things and we've actually experienced it. One is when we tell the customer that whatever money they are spending on a particular product is not an expense, it's an investment. For say, in the case of a residence, it's an investment for a minimum of 30 years. So,
Correct.
so when you look at it as at an investment purpose, even if the cost goes up to the 10%, like say in a conventional quote, we get say X amount, and in a quote, where we are achieving the functionality, aesthetics, and maintaining good indoor air quality measures also, then if there is a 10 to 20% difference, we can definitely easily convince the client. And nowadays, clients are also very conscious in the post-COVID era. So that's much more easier. Also, one more thing which we do is that we get a fenestration vendor on board. We have a collective meeting, and then we start from the initial interior design stage. So in the first presentation, the way we indirectly educate the customer on what benefits they will get while using the product. So that is there in the mind. That's just gotten into their mind. Then we take them to an experience center where they can actually experience the product. They can meet the fenestration vendor. They can understand what investment are they doing when they choose this kind of a product. So that is definitely done from our end. And what else should I say? Doing Instagram lives like this and posting it on social media is another way to
I like
educate clients.
I like the bit when you said that you do collective meetings with penetration companies. So next time we look forward that when you call us and we can explain your customer the pros and cons.
Definitely. We are not the masters of everything. We feel it's all about teamwork in our field. The architect, the vendors, the consultants, the contractors, the clients. So we are just one team aiming towards one vision. So that is what we aim to achieve.
So that's very good to hear your views on the teamwork. So probably at the end of the session, a few words from you on effective ventilation. I mean, the topic of the day, the last few words.
Okay. So just one thing I would like to say is always focus on the quality of living than the quantity of living. When you focus on the quality of living, you would understand the importance of basics like indoor air quality, sunlight, and ventilation. So when your well-being is good, automatically everything in your life becomes better. So yes, it's more philosophical than technical, but yeah.
I was about to say that that's very well thought and very well said that you concentrating on the quality of life than the quantity in life. So thank you very much. It was a pleasure to have you with us today. Thank you very much
Same
for your
here.
comments. Help our viewers to kind of make better decisions. And we look forward to see you soon in one of the projects that we do. Thank you
Same
very much.
here. Same here. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.